This is Starry Ari's ASMR. I am Ari, and today I would like to do another little bath and body works haul. We needed to pick up some new hand soaps, so I have some new ones to show you. And we currently have a windstorm going on outside, so please excuse any additional sounds that you might hear. I will try and edit out anything too egregious. But I have the lovely paper bag here, and it just says bath and body works. And we swung into the mall because we knew that we needed to pick up some new hand soaps. I really like the foaming hand soaps at Bath & Body Works. And so we went into the mall, and one of the workers told us if you have the app, there's a better deal going on at in the app. Like, you can order for pickup, and then they're cheaper and you can get more hand soaps. I was like, oh, that's so nice. So I put in an order. I still was glad that we went in because I like to smell the soaps. Like, there are some regulars that we usually get, but for any new scents, I usually like to smell it first to make sure that I actually like it. And so I was so glad that we went in. But we were able to put in a pickup order and then go do the rest of our shopping around the mall and then come back and pick up our soaps. So it was really nice. So if you're ever looking at getting some Bath & Body Works products, it might be worth it to check out their online or app deals and see if you can maybe get some things a little bit cheaper that way. I always really like these bags. I think the Bath & Body Works logo, like the font, is really cute, and they also have the little checkered pattern on the bag. So I am going to move this off to the side and then show you each hand soap that I got one by one. The first soap I want to take a look at with you is this Fiji White Sands. And this is from the White Barn collection, or their line. And I really like the very clean white bottle on this, and then it has the gold lines up here on the cap, and then it also has these decorative gold lines. It's almost like gold foil on the front label here. So this is the Gentle and Clean Foaming Hand Soap, made without sulfates, parabens, and dyes. And this is in their standard 8.75 fluid ounce bottle. I really like these lines on the bottom of the bottle down here. And the notes of this one, the fragrance notes: fresh cut sugarcane, white nectarine, and sandalwood. So I got each of these bottles for, I think, around $3.75, something like that. So they were a good bit cheaper than what this says. And I honestly feel like Bath & Body Works is one of those places that you should never pay full price for the products, because they have deals going on like all the time. So if you go in and there are no deals, I promise, like if you wait a week, 2 weeks, there's gonna be deals again. So I'm definitely a proponent of just keeping an eye on when their sales are. And then now I know that sometimes the online and app sales are different than the in-person sales. So that's kind of nice to be able to get some products for even cheaper. But I really like this scent. We haven't done this scent before, but I really wanted some kind of very like fresh, almost, like walking into a high-end spa scent for when we have guests over. I like to put these kind of more neutral scents in the guest bathroom because I really like sweet and like vanilla-y scents, and sometimes my husband likes some of he loves the raspberries and whipped vanilla scent, and to me that is like way too strong. And I smell like raspberries for the rest of the day, even if I've used the hand soap exactly one time. And so I don't want to make our guests use a soap like that. And I like to have I think everyone can at least handle these more neutral ones. Even if it's not their ultimate preference. So I really liked how fresh this one smelled, but there is a little bit of sweetness, and it just kind of seemed like a perfect guest bathroom soap. And I might even steal this one for the primary bathroom because I did enjoy it that much. Or if I'm feeling a little bit fancy and I want a little fancy spa hand soap. We do usually get these new bottles for our bathrooms, but I do want to invest in some of the reusable ones and then just get refills, because we do that for our kitchen sink. We just get a refill carton of it's the kitchen lemon scent. That's kind of our go-to kitchen soap, and I really like that one. So we just get the carton for the refill. And as much as I like trying different soaps like this, I'm not a big fan of having to get a new bottle each time. And I know with the refills, we could still try different scents, but just have a refillable, longer lasting bottle. And sometimes they're a little bit cuter and a little bit more decorative. And some of the Bath and Body Works bottles are really, really pretty. I do like this one. I think this one will look just very cute, very neutral, sitting on the sink. But some of them are not particularly neutral and they just kind of clash, or some of them are really well, beautifully done, but I only get to keep them and use them until the hand soap runs out. So I would very much like to at some point invest in some of the better bottles and just do refills, but for now we just have these new hand soaps. So this is the Fiji White Sands. This is the next hand soap, and this is Warm Vanilla Sugar. This is a scent that we have gotten many times because, like I was saying earlier, I love vanilla. Vanilla is just one of my favorite scents, and I really like sweet vanilla scents like this. And the bottle is kind of a clear brown color here, and then the top cap is kind of a creamy, beige almost. And the front design is very pretty. It's all of these vanilla, why am I forgetting what these are called? Like pods? Is that what they're called? Like the sticks that have vanilla beans? Vanilla beans? I don't know. But all of the flowers, and it's just like, very pretty. And the fragrance notes, let's see. Fragrance notes are creamy vanilla and sparkling sugar crystals. Ooh, I've never heard of sparkling sugar crystals. I feel like sometimes with fragrance notes, companies go a little bit off the rails. But yes, this is just a good classic scent for me. I really like this one in our primary bathroom. But again, this is also another one. I think most people are pretty okay with like vanilla scented hand soaps. Again, even if it's not their preference, I think a lot of people can kind of, deal with this. So if we have guests and we are out of the Fiji white sands, or I'm wanting just something a little bit sweeter like this, I think this is also a good guest hand soap. I do like vanilla scented things. I'm not really great about being able to describe scents or why I enjoy different types of scents. But there are some things like vanilla that I know that I just really enjoy. So this is the warm vanilla sugar hand soap. This next one here is another White Barn line, and it is the Cozy Vanilla Almond. And again, this one is vanilla, because I do really like vanilla, and I think the almond in this is actually also really, really good. And the bottle is kind of like this interesting, like taupey gray color. I think it's pulling more gray on camera than it is in real life. And then the cap is just white, but it has a gold ring around the base here. And this is another just good kind of basic hand soap for me. The fragrance notes are vanilla orchid, sugared almond, and sweet musk. Yeah, I do like that this one does have that tiny bit of musk in it, so it's not overpoweringly sweet like a lot of vanilla soaps can be, or vanilla scented things can be a little bit overpowering and very, very sweet. I like that this one is quite sweet. It's a quite sweet scent, but it's not sickly sweet, like it's a good balance, I think. And another good one, I think that this haul has like quite a few of these like quite good, more like neutral scents, just because I think our last haul we had some like very sweet scents, and again I love that, especially in the fall. Like I love all of the like pumpkin and apple scents. Like that's just like my favorite time of year for scented products. But after all of that, yeah, I think I was more in a mood for kind of more neutral ones like this. And I do like the look of these bottles, but again, this one is just very like plain and kind of basic, and I think it would be nice to have something like a little bit cuter by the sink. And so having a more decorative bottle that I could just refill with this particular fragrance, like this soap, I think would be kind of better, but I don't know, we haven't quite gotten there yet. So this is the Cozy Vanilla Almond. This next soap is another White Barn soap. And this is the white tea and sage. And my husband really likes this scent. It's another really good classic scent that just makes me think of a spa. You know, like you walk into a very nice, relaxing spa. And I imagine that this is what it would smell like. And I really like the bottle color on this one because it's very, very pretty blue. And the label is just a slightly lighter version of the blue. And I think it just looks so pretty with the gold kind of trimmed around the label. It has this little gold foil line here as well. And then the cap is just a white color, but it has that gold ring around the base again. So let's take a look at the fragrance notes. And there's not very many fragrance notes. Fresh tea, lemon, and herbs. So it is a very lovely, fresh scent, but it does have that kind of like slightly earthy scent to me with the tea and the herbs. And I just noticed it said bottle made with 100% recycled plastic. That's pretty good. And I don't think I showed, but on the other bottles, I think they also have this kind of raised. I'm trying to have it slightly offset so you can see it, but it says Bath and Body Works on the bottle here, and it's just part of the plastic, so it's kind of raised up on the side there. So I do really like this bottle color. It's just very, very cute. I think that it's kind of adorable just sitting right by the sink. Blue is one of my favorite colors, and I really like this kind of like blue-green shade. So it is very pretty. This, I think, is another just good, classic, basic scent that's not really too egregious in any particular way. I think most people would be fine using this hand soap and like smelling the smell. And it was actually kind of interesting when we went into the store. Usually my husband can only be in the store for like a few minutes tops because it is so strong smelling and he just gets a headache like right away. But when we went in there, it was like actually quite pleasant. It didn't like smell incredibly overpowering. I don't know how or why. I guess we were in there quite early, so I wonder if usually throughout the day with people trying different scents and spraying the smells and stuff like that, it just kind of builds up in the store. So maybe in the future we will have to just make a point of going quite early, like very soon after they open. And maybe that will be a little bit better. Because we do like to both go in and smell the tester hand soaps for the fragrances that we want to get, just to make sure that we're like both okay with it. So this is the white tea and sage. This next one is another classic one that we've gotten quite a few times. It is the Crisp Morning Air, again from their White Barn line. And this one is a lovely, lovely deep blue for the bottle. And then the label is this kind of matte, lighter version of the blue. It's very pretty. Again, another very fresh scent. I feel like I've just been, moving into spring now. Like we're kind of at the tail end of winter. I've just been kind of feeling like some more of these like fresh, lighter scents. Let's take a look at the fragrance notes. It says fresh pine, juniper, and juicy pear. Ooh. I feel like you can really get the pine scent in this. And pine is like one of my favorite like natural scents ever. I mean, growing up in the Pacific Northwest, I've like always been surrounded by pine trees, and it just is one of those scents that just really calms me and just kind of brings me back to like a neutral place. So I really like this one again just for that. Very fresh scent. It does really make you feel like you're just stepping out into, you know, a lovely, lovely fresh day. Like you're just walking out the door and you're getting that fresh air. That's kind of really what this smells like to me. The last soap that I have to show you today is a new one to us, and it is this pistachio milk and honey soap. And this one is in a lovely, lovely, like butter yellow color. I wouldn't quite call it honey because I feel like the color of honey is a little bit, you know, darker. And this is like a very just classic butter yellow color to me. And this one smelled so interesting. I wasn't sure whether I was gonna like it, but I actually really did. And the fragrance notes are toasted pistachio. I've got some bit of dirt there. Toasted pistachio, cozy shea butter, and whipped vanilla musk. Oh, that's interesting. So this bottle is made with 50% recycled plastic. So I didn't realize that the different bottles, I guess that makes sense. I mean, this is a very, like a different feeling of a bottle. But if I had to have guessed, I would have thought that this was the 100% recycled plastic, just because it has that kind of feel to it. But that's interesting that this one is only 50%. But I like these White Barn bottles that have the lines on the bottom. I think that they're just kind of cute. And this one does smell a bit sweet because it does have the vanilla in it. I really love pistachio, and I feel like having that scent in here is just like a lovely, lovely scent. I am glad that we gave this one a try in the store because it wasn't really catching my eye originally, but I actually really, really enjoy this one. It's very fresh, but it has that kind of hint of sweetness like I like. So this was the last hand soap. I'm going to set out all of the ones that we purchased. Here are all of the 6 hand soaps that I recently purchased. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the White Barn line, and then 1 of their just regular Bath and Body Works line. And as you can see, I was clearly in the mood for more neutral scents, but still with a touch of sweetness. I think that all of these have a tiny bit of sweetness to it. Maybe the white tea and sage didn't, but I think that that is kind of my vibe going into spring. For some reason, I was just feeling a lot more of these kind of neutral, what I would consider like spa scents. And then I have a couple of, you know, nice vanilla scents as well. I hope that you enjoyed watching this little Bath and Body Works hand soap haul. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope that you have